Good
Good
morning.
morning, friends.
Good morning. How are you guys
We're
doing today? Everybody all right? Um, Rashida Dow.
and
Is that it?
Stephanie Perry. We're going to talk today. We have quite a few new people in our world. And so today is about welcoming you and also grabbing those of you who are not new, but have not really been making progress and talking about what are steps that you can take, right? If what you're a member of Exodus Summit for, or if you've subscribed to the Exodus Summit YouTube channel for the purposes of leaving the United States forever, for a few weeks, for somewhere in between, right? But you haven't made any progress yet. This also is a video for you. Even though we're talking about where to start, we're going to talk about how to start making progress. Some of you are very new. Welcome to those of you who joined us from Win with Black Women. Welcome to all of you.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to those of you who joined us from We Buy Black. Welcome. We are going to explain to you what exactly is Exodus Summit. We'll do a better job of introducing ourselves even, but mostly we're here today to tell you how to put this platform, resource, community to use for you. What do you do? It can seem pretty overwhelming. If you join a community of 19,500 Black women who are moving abroad, it can probably be very overwhelming to just jump in and not know where to start and what to do.
Hmm.
So that's why we're live right now. There are quite a few of you new, and we want to help make this a jumping off point for you.
Yes. So, for those of you that are maybe watching us for the first time, we are the two co founders of Exodus Summit. Exodus Summit is a community and an online event and more, and an in person spaces and more that help Black women who want to move abroad, whether that's short term or long term, or take career breaks. We have hosted 5 online events, one a year for the last 5 years, that help Black women move abroad, take career breaks. We help women, we help their families. We have a Facebook group that is a safe space for women who have similar goals.
Mhm.
You don't have to want what your sister wants, but you have to want your sister to win to join our community. And so we are very, very grateful for the women who trust us, who spend time with us. And if you're new here, we're very grateful that you're here with us.
Yes, we're very grateful. I'm going to be looking down because I got to figure out how to share this live stream inside of our Facebook group. That's where quite a few. I approved more than 100 women myself today.
Oh,
Clarice is also approving women, and Francis is approving women. And so I want to make sure that those women can watch this video. And so you're going to see me looking down.
mhm.
So Rashida, explain to us, introduce yourself to us, introduce yourself, not just
Okay.
Exodus.
Okay, I am Rashida Dow. I am a career break coach and move abroad coach that lives in Mexico City. I'm repping with my jersey today. I have lived in Mexico for about 5 years. I moved here after I took a career break and traveled around the world for a year. Every time I came to Mexico City, I just loved it. It really wasn't more complicated than that for me. I decided I didn't want to move back after on my career break. I didn't want to move back to America. And so I looked for a place that felt like home for me. That was Mexico City. And I've really been here ever since. It's a beautiful life. This may not be the life you want, but whatever life it is that you want, I want that for you too. And so I've been running programs over the last 5 years to help women find their joy wherever it may be in the world, and leave the things that hold them down, like stinky jobs and terrible countries.
You moved to Mexico City, but where were you before then?
I was in the Bay Area before then. I've mostly lived in the Bay Area and Columbus, Ohio, and Southern California, where I grew up,
And Florida.
and Florida. But I don't really count. That was a year. It was a year.
It counts. It
I know.
counts.
I
If
know.
you
But
right, because I've lived in Delaware about that same amount of time, like Dover, Delaware. So I'm from all over Delaware. I've also lived in Columbus, Ohio. I've been stationed in the Army in Texas. But the last place that I actually lived was Wilmington, Delaware. To most of you, Wilmington, Delaware, and Dover, Delaware don't make a difference, right? But they're very distinct places.
are they?
Yes. Wilmington is a city and Dover is not. Wilmington is a little, Wilmington is Philadelphia adjacent.
Okay.
Dover is Baltimore adjacent. So people sound different, support different football teams. It's a different place. They're different places.
Okay. So that's why you're an Eagles fan, even though you're in Dover.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So and I have been spending the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, I've spent half the year in San Jose, Costa Rica. But since 2015, I have not lived in the US. I've been a full-time nomad, a full-time traveler since 2015. I'm a house sitter and I teach house sitting. Rashida teaches career breaks. We come together, we bring our superpowers together, and we get Black women out the door, right? ExodUS Summit has put together for you, friends. ExodUS Summit has put together for you a 7-step move abroad process, which might be called a peace out protocol. Okay. We have
tested names.
We have put together a peace out protocol, and women inside of our community have used that protocol already to get themselves somewhere else. Again, for months at a time, for years at a time, for decades, right? Some women will be gone for decades. Some women will be gone for a few weeks or a few months. We don't have any, we are not at all like classist about what you do. If what you want is a few weeks out of the United States, we want that for you. Mm-hmm. If what you want is to get everything out, clear everything out, have no more connection to the United States, we want that for you. If you want somewhere in between, okay? We're not at all snobby about what you do, about what your plan is. We just want to make sure you get that plan together.
We're also not snobby at all about who you are, right? This is a space for all Black women, as long as you're kind, as long as you can be nice, right? It's a space for all Black women to get together, regardless of the reason you think it is that you may never be able to get this thing that you want. Yeah. Know that you've got a safe space with us to discuss it and to work through whatever that thing is, because we think that in one way or another, and at one time or another, this is accessible for almost everybody.
That's right. That's right. There are women inside of this community who showed up not exactly believing that it was possible for them to be out of the country. And some of those women are out of the country. If you don't mind, can we have a roll call? I think most of you are watching on YouTube, but if anybody's on Facebook, can we have a roll call? Can you tell us where in the world you are, right? Whether you've moved, and if you've moved there or if you're visiting. If you've moved there, if you're on a sabbatical, or if you're bopping or somewhere you're not exactly sure yet. Let women know where in the world you are. Rashida and I aren't the only ones. No. This is a platform for progress, right? We make progress on these things. But there are women who have the same thing, the same reasons that you have for thinking that this is not necessarily possible. It would be great, but I don't know if it's necessarily possible. There's someone right now with that exact same who actually made it happen because she got the support, the coaching, the resources that ExodUS Summit provides, and the accountability partners that ExodUS Summit provides to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Duraz's been in Mexico City for 2 years. Hey, girl. We have people all over. We have women who have started without knowing what was possible for them and ended up living lives that they really, really love. And so, yeah. Andrea, the word engineer, has been in Playa for 2 years. But you don't have to. You might see people abroad now and think, oh, it's too late for me. And one of the reasons we do this is because we know it's not too late for you, right? It's not too late for you to get the thing you want. You want to move to China? I don't know why, but if you want to, right? Like, we're here to help guide you to resources so that you can make that happen for yourself. And so we're super excited to have this program and have this platform where we get to talk to Black women about going to places where they don't have to toil unrewarded.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So Before we get to the first steps, let's talk. Can we just say a word about that?
Sure.
The why. Why we put so much effort into helping Black women leave the United States.
We know that Black women are in every facet of our lives, political, personal, larger community, work. We are the ones that work the hardest and the ones that are overlooked the most in America. And I know a lot of you are tired of seeing the same cycle over and over again, with maybe some improvements every once in a while and then a slap in the face 2 days later. Mm-hmm. Right? And I know where some of us are raw and coming off the energy of the election. But I think for a lot of us, the election confirmed what we already knew.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're surrounded by racists. And you can be 10 times as good. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? And so if what you're feeling today is a frustration that's been growing, we want you to know that there's something you can do with that energy. Instead of being fatalistic, instead of thinking like, my life as I know it is terribly like damaged or destroyed, or it will be in the near future, I want you to think about things that you can do to lead a better life. And I hate to say it, a lot of it is just leaving America.
Leave. Leave. There is a place for you in this world. There are multiple places where you can live a better life, where you can feel better, right? Where you can just move through your day feeling better. Mm-hmm. Someone commented on my channel the other day, well, if we keep making progress in 50 years, we could have. And I'm like, or you can just go where you have that now.
Yes.
And that exists. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's talk about the first steps. Okay. So the protocol, the Peace Out protocol, there are 7 steps to leaving the United States of America and moving abroad. And everyone in this community who has done it has done these 7 steps. Okay. Those 7 steps. I'm sorry. Let me turn on my do not disturb. Where am I going? What does it cost? And where's that money coming from? What about my people or the beings that I have some say over? Children, spouses, parents, pets, right? What about my people? What about my stuff? What am I going to do with my stuff? Am I going to leave the house here and move somebody in? What am I going to do with my stuff? What am I going to do about healthcare, which is a surprisingly easy step for most people who don't have pressing healthcare needs today? And then how do I stay in that place legally? How do I get some sort of legal status to stay there? Residency, right? Rashida got her green card in Mexico. It's not called a green card in Mexico, but it is green. And
my card is green.
How do I get my green card in that country, right? Those are the 7 steps that women inside of this community have taken to move abroad. And remember that if you're not talking about staying permanently, a couple of those steps you don't really need to navigate, right? Mm-hmm. But those are the 7 steps. And that is what we show you and teach you, help you make progress on inside of Exodus Summit. If one of those jumped out to you as, that's the one, that is the first thing I need to tackle, write that down, right? And then use Exodus Summit to make progress on those things. That can be watching replays from previous Exodus Summits. Rashida told you that Exodus Summit has happened for 5 years. It just happened October, Indigenous Peoples Weekend. We just had Exodus Summit 2024. So this is our 5th year. We've got a lot of resources, a lot of speakers who have come in to help you tackle those 7 steps and the questions that arise inside of those 7 steps. So number 1, ExodusSummit.com is where you can watch replays of the 2024 Exodus Summit. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to be spending months and months gathering information, and you want your Peace Out plan to be expedited, then we think you should be watching those Exodus Summit replays. That's Move Abroad School. If you have 867 hours to engage in our Facebook community and watch our YouTube channels, between the two of us, we've got 5 YouTube channels. If you have the time, then maybe you don't need Move Abroad School. You could do it on your own. Okay. But if you don't have 868 hours to do this research one piece at a time, then Exodus Summit 2024 exists to give you that information in one chunk. We did it over a weekend. You don't have to watch it over a weekend. If you get the weekend pass, you get a 1 week of access. If you get the all access pass, you get access through September of 2025. But that is I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say that's the second step. Because what did I forget because for the people on YouTube, I forgot an important thing. Step number 1 is join the Exodus Summit Facebook community. Get inside of the Exodus Summit Facebook community and participate in that community. Exodus Summit today is at 19,500 Black women who are working on the same things that you need to make progress on. So I'm going to change my mind. Okay. Step number 1, join us in the Exodus Summit Facebook community. If you're a Black woman, this means if you're a Black woman, not if you're married to a Black person or you're another person.
Black children.
Right. But if you are a Black woman, join us inside of the Exodus Summit community. I think it's pretty obvious why we keep this closed. Okay. But join us over there, ExodusSummit.com/community. Okay. So those are 2 steps that I've given to you in reverse order. I'm going to drop some links.
Thank you. Joining the community is really awesome because it's a safe space. Because you'll see, like, when we do videos, we'll always have trolls who are either going to come and tell you why they don't want you in the country you were born in, or that if you move abroad, you're going to fail. Which is just a projection because they think they're going to fail, right? Like, they know they can't do it for whatever reason, or they feel like they can't do it, so they project that onto you. In the Exodus Summit Facebook group, there's none of that because every woman comes with an open heart, and it's full of people who want similar things, if not the same, and that makes it a really warm, supportive community. So join the Facebook group, ExodusSummit.com/community.
You're going to love it, right? You're going to love being a member of the Exodus Summit community. The third step, okay, after you join Exodus Summit and register to watch the replays of Exodus Summit, third step is to meet some women from Exodus Summit, I think, right, Rashida? Come to a meetup. We have women inside of the community who plan meetups everywhere, anywhere, at any time. I'm going to Dallas Saturday, right? Las Vegas next Sunday. I'm probably going to host a meetup in Temecula wine country sometime around Thanksgiving. Or somebody else might host it because I don't know anything about Temecula. But I would like to take a wine tour with some of y'all. So go to Exodus Summit's Facebook community, ExodusSummit.com/community, and click on events, right? Click on events. That is a way that you can meet some women inside of this community, because you can spend your time making your plan by yourself. But listen, when it's time to execute, you need some people. You need some accountability partners. You need some friends on your side to help talk you through this thing.
And make it a lot easier. It's easier to do this when you don't have to figure out the whole puzzle by yourself, when you can get pieces from other people, when people can come in and bring you their wisdom or their lived experience and say, yes, I went to this country, or maybe it's I lived in this country for a while and this was my experience, or maybe it's I went to that consulate to try to get the thing done that I got done, and this is how it went, right? So like, you have the privilege of hearing from the experience of other Black people. I'm going to tell you something, which I hope you know. When you want to do something that someone else has done, follow in the footsteps of other people who look like you, right? It sounds so simple, but I was in a Facebook group the other day, and the guy was talking about how he needed to go to change his address at immigration here in Mexico. And the first guy responded and was like, something was wrong on his form, And so the other one, first guy responded and was like, this is, you're going to have to change it. It's going to be a problem, blah, blah, blah. Second guy responded and was like, I do that kind of thing all the time. I have errors on my form all the time, and it's never a problem. They work with me. They help me through it. Guess which guy was white? It was so obvious, but like, you guys don't see what's happened. Like, no, when I went and I had a tiny little error, they were like, get out of here, fix it. And that's not, white supremacy is everywhere. Like, it trickles down, right? And so there's no country where you're going to be able to avoid the living in a land that benefits whiteness, right? That world does not exist. But how it impacts you in a day-to-day basis differs.
Yes.
I may not get the privilege of having the person in immigration try to fix my errors for me, right? But I'm also not getting harassed by cops or anything like that. I never feel unsafe by virtue of being a Black person, even coming into spaces that are unknown to me when I live in Mexico City. So you really, like, it really is helpful to hear the experiences of Black women as they navigate life abroad.
Yeah. All right. So what are the first 3 steps? You decided that you and your family, or you and your dogs, or you're moving abroad. You're going to another country, but it seems overwhelming because, like, it's a big world and you don't know how to do anything. Those are your first steps. Join Exodus Summit community, watch Exodus Summit 2024, and come to an Exodus Summit event. You can host one if you want, right? Exodus Summit, a thing about Exodus Summit that you probably don't expect is that Rashida and I are the founders, we're the creators, but we don't have to be involved in everything y'all do, okay? Exodus Summit, because Exodus Summit is a community for Black women only, right? And Black women take good care of each other. Mm-hmm. Y'all do things together that we just don't have the space, the time, the availability for. And those things are still super helpful. That's still a community, it's still accountability. So you don't need us to be there.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We like being there with you guys.
Yeah,
we like spending time with you, but we don't need it. I've seen some people in the chat talking about different countries and pros and cons of different places, or what their fears are, and those are the exact kind of conversations you can get detailed responses to in Exodus Summit in ways that, like, it's harder on YouTube, right? So Stephanie said you can get into YouTube on our YouTube channels and watch all the videos, but when some stranger responds to your comments, how do you know that, one, they know what they're talking about, or two, they have your best interests at heart? Yeah. You know that in Exodus Summit, right? Like, you know that these are people who have experienced it, are looking into it, have done their research, and actually care about you.
Mm. So can you invite someone else to Exodus Summit? Yes, you can invite other Black women to join the Exodus Summit community. Okay. If you're in the with Black women space and you're seeing a lot of women feeling like there are some women who are going to say it's time to dig in my heels and struggle even more in the US, right? I don't know that they're going to enjoy being a member of Exodus Summit, but there are women today saying, listen, I want ease, I want peace, I want to live well, I don't want to have to look over my shoulder, I don't want to have to be hyper vigilant. So what do I do?
I don't have to wonder about how this person in the cubicle next to me voted, or how they feel about me, or what my boss thinks about whether Black women are qualified to do anything or not. Walk away. Mm-hmm. Walk away from it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. All right. And invite her into the Exodus Summit community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we have a heart out in just a couple of minutes.
We're good to go a little bit longer if you want to.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to run through a couple of lists, if you don't mind. I'd like to run through a list of where the women inside, I didn't see a whole lot of roll call happening. So I'd like to run through a list of places inside of this community where Black women seem to be thriving. We're going to give you a city and country, and we're going to point you to our quiz, which is
Ooh,
called Which Country Should You Move To?
yes.
We're going to point you to the quiz, and I'd like to rattle off a few places where you may want to start considering, places you may want to start considering. You first, Rashida. Give us three. You can do
Okay.
it first.
I see how she volunteers me for labor. Okay, my first three, I'm always going to say Mexico City. I've lived here for 5 years. It is a mega city. People who love cities love it here. There's so much to do. There are quite a few Black people, but it's such a huge city that it may not be that obvious at first. But it is, if you love a metropolitan city, if you love the arts, museums, culture, good food, it's the best option for you. Now, because Stephanie made me go first, this is what she gets. Next on the list is Lisbon. So, Lisbon is another city that people love. The Portuguese, people always talk about like, oh, slavery. How can you move to Portugal? And it's like, well, who has the clean hands? Who? So yes, people talk about the negative impact of Portugal in the world and in history, but the Black people who are living in Portugal now are not feeling that, especially the Black Americans. They are feeling ease, they are feeling joy, they are feeling comfort within their community and simply living life in Portugal, in Lisbon.
All right.
Wait, three.
Oh, sorry, three. I did ask for three.
Three, I'm going to say, I'm going to add to my list Johannesburg, South Africa. So I pick cities. I'm a city girl. Johannesburg, South Africa is one of my favorite cities. It is such a great place if you want to speak English, be surrounded by Black people, if you want to have easier access to the continent than in a lot of other places. It's such a beautiful place to be grounded in Blackness while also like living in a major city and a place that's not incredibly expensive. It's not expensive generally.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to say Barbados, but I don't know the name. Bridgetown, Barbados, but I think it doesn't matter in Barbados where. Barbados in the Caribbean is a place where you can live a soft, gentle life, gentler life, surrounded by Black people, and probably less expensively than you think. Panama City, Panama, and the other place in Panama that's up in the mountains, Boquete, I believe. I'm going to give you 2 for 1. Panama's has opened their arms to retirement age people and people who have a little steady income, even if it's not a whole lot. And I'm going to add in Thailand. I'm going to add in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Black women who go to Chiang Mai, Thailand love it. If you're okay with being that far away, right? If you know that if there's an emergency, a family emergency, or just an event that you want to attend in the US, it's going to take you 2 days to get home. Okay. If you're okay with that, Thailand, yes. Thailand is a yes. Great cost of living, hot and sweaty. Okay. Great food. Thai people are going to be good to you. And there are a lot of Americans there. So there are a lot of Black women there. You could have Black women friends. You could have Thai friends. You could have a lot of the conveniences and luxuries even that you can't that we may not be able to afford. Those are places that women are moving to. Now, can we rattle off a quick list of places if you just need to get away for a few weeks now? Yeah. You're not worried about moving there, not worried about the lifestyle. You just need to get away easily, maybe inexpensively, but just easily for a few weeks.
Someplace in Colombia, I think would be first on my list, because it's got the beaches, it's got the cities. It's not generally expensive in comparison to a lot of places. It's close by. It's fun, right? And you can stay there for a little while, a few weeks.
Good.
Next, your list.
If I was going for a few weeks, so some of the favorite people that I've left off my list lately by mistake only, charges to the head and not the heart. This is an expensive place, but if you need a couple weeks, Bermuda. Okay.
Listen.
It's expensive, but it's worth them dollars. If you're going to spend a couple of weeks somewhere, luxuriating and lounging, resting, having a beautiful view, good people, very, very good people. Bermuda. If you just need to get away, get yourself on a flight to Bermuda. It's not far.
It's closer than I thought. I was like, it's this far north. I had no idea. I have a friend who's in Fiji now and was like, this is so much better than Hawaii. And I was like, see, you get it. Now, I don't know, but it's a place you want to spend a couple weeks. But if I was bopping around that region of the world, I would definitely stop by. Yeah, that's a place. I've lived abroad for a while. I've traveled to a lot of different countries, a lot solo. Rolly solo, I see your comment of I need a vacation from racism. Don't expect that.
Yeah.
Don't expect that. Expect a vacation from the way racism manifests itself in America. That's all I can promise you, right? Is that racism is going to look different outside of the US. It's not going to impact your health generally. Your healthcare is not going to impact your safety. It's not going to impact you in a lot of ways that it specifically impacts you in America.
Yes.
But it's not like it's not there. It's just not like ruling your life, which honestly is an improvement. No,
it's improved. Yes, the situation is improved. Okay, there's racism all over, but the situation is improved. Okay, when you leave the United States, Natalie says, "What's wrong with Fiji?" She's not saying anything is wrong with Fiji, except it's going to cost you some change to get there.
And like it's not like it's easy to get to. It's not like it's easy to like. I don't know if they have I guess they would have Airbnbs there. I've never looked at it.
Yeah, Katrina stayed in an Airbnb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I just want to stay on a resort and get travel those Greeks. That's my idea.
Decompress, okay? If you need a place to decompress, Fiji, girl, okay? Yeah. Now, you might have to summon all the points and the miles and the boat, right? You may have to. But yeah, listen, we're going back. We loved it. It's amazing. Let's see another place. If a place to decompress, not necessarily live there. Oh, Ghana. I think Ghana is a choice for shorter women who go there for shorter term. Love it. Women who try to move there, there's some challenges. But it's also almost December. Ghana does a whole lot. There's a big production, a big to-do in Ghana in December. So that might be a really good place to hop on a plane and decompress. Christmas markets in Europe.
People love them. It's cold, but people love them.
If you own a coat, which we may not, the two of us may not actually own a coat. But if you...
I just don't want to wear them. I have a whole coat closet. I just don't want to wear them. I like to look them. I want to wear a coat in like 50 degrees, maybe like 47. But that like 20 degrees, 10 degrees, I'm off that.
Okay.
I love a coat.
If you want a little time to decompress, maybe go bop around some of those Christmas markets in Europe. You're going to see a lot of white people, and you're going to need to understand that there's different white people, right? There are different white people in different places that you go. I'm going to add in Ireland, another expensive place. We need a cheap place. I'm going to add in Ireland. I haven't been. Rashida's been. She went without me. I don't know. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Another place where you're going to find good people and you're going to enjoy it.
So I see a lot of questions in this chat that can't be answered here. We can't answer all your questions about what's safe, what's this, what's that. But the group, ExodUSsummit.com/community, is where you can go and have these conversations.
Uh-huh.
You can have get some of the advice, like what will my healthcare experience look like? All of those things from watching the replays of 2024 Exodus Summit. That is, you can find it at ExodUSSummit.com. There's a lot of stuff a lot of content out there for you to consume. And you can do it, like Stephanie said, watching YouTube and watch a video here, a video there, or you can go to a central repository and get a lot of information at once and make it easier for yourself. Every year we bring in women who walk you through the exact steps they took to abroad, whether that is putting their children in school or handling their parents when they move abroad, the different ways that you as an individual have to maneuver. There's a Black woman who did it before you, and she's an Exodus Summit, right?
Yes.
She can tell you what she did. I just see something that comes up all the time, and I do want to address this comment if I can find it. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Safew Studios. Why would I leave America? My family worked too hard to get here. They can leave. Nobody has to leave. Like this is not a space where we try to convince anyone to go. Maybe it's your life. Do what you want. Right? I want you to be happy. Mm-hmm. If America, as it is in all its glory today, makes you happy, stay. But when you say they can leave, let's be clear, they're not going nowhere, right? They're not going anywhere. So if those are the only two options, you leave or they leave, and you're not leaving, I think you're SOL. But if you're happy with the way things are, this is not a conversation for you. This is not a conversation to convince anyone that moving abroad is the answer for them. No. This is a conversation about resources for Black women who know they want to move abroad for a long period or a short period, or they want to stop working, they want to start house sitting, they want to travel on a budget, they want to travel in luxury, they want to move to a country that they don't know anyone who lives there. This is who this conversation is for. We're very specific about that. We are not here to brainwash you into doing something you don't want to do. We're not. We honestly love you, but also don't care about you specifically that much, right? Like this is about us collectively who want the thing.
Yes. Yeah. Right. You live your life. Yes. Okay. You thrive where you want to thrive. And we're going to thrive where we want to thrive. We're going to find a place in this world where we will thrive, where we have done that. We've already done it. Okay. I see lots of compliments for us and our skin. We do look especially good, don't we? Listen, I've been in the US for 2 weeks now, and I broke out. I really did break out. Right? I've had problems in the last 2 weeks that I've never had in my whole life. And it's because being back in the US is a little stressful. It's a little, there's a little extra vigilance that I don't like to have. And it catches up. But no, you don't have to do anything. My personal, not just my ancestors, but my family who's still here with me, they want me to live, honey. They want me to live. They don't want me to be in struggle, in hardship, they don't want me to be in a place where I don't feel good. They want me to be in a place where I feel good. My ancestors, my current sisters, my future sisters, all of them want the best for me. My best life is not in the United States. Okay.
Yeah, no, and mine hasn't been. I love living outside of US. My life has gotten so much lighter, right? Like I live that Black girl luxury that people talk about all the time. My luxury is like joy. I wake up every morning joyful, right? I wake up every morning knowing that I'm free and I don't have to deal with any like toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Right? And it is a feeling that you can get if you want it. I'm not special in any way. Stephanie's not special in any way. We just focused on a thing till we got it.
The 7 steps, okay? That protocol, that peace out protocol, which may or may not be a thing you'll hear for the rest of the future, okay? That peace out protocol, that's the difference maker. The difference maker isn't what we deserve or and you don't deserve or anything like that. It's the 7 steps. We did the 7 steps. That's it. Right? Same with the women inside of the Exodus Summit community. Join us. If you're a Black woman, if you live your life as a Black woman, I've seen questions about what if biracial, what if this, what if that. If you there are Black biracial women in this community. If you live your life as a Black woman, if you live your life in community with Black women, welcome. Now, if you don't live your life in community with Black women, I don't know why you would want to be in this space, okay? But if you're a Black woman who lives in community with Black women, you are welcome to Exodus Summit. Doesn't matter what you look like, right? We're not going to be, that's not the point. It's not the point of you look like this or you look like that. It is, are you a Black woman? Are you in community with Black women? Can you treat Black women with loving kindness? Then you're welcome to Exodus Summit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that's really all you need to do is like be Black, love Black women, not be scared to center Black women, because truly we don't talk about anybody else. Unless it's in relationship to Black womanhood. And if that's you're a Black woman, come on down. Like, your community is waiting for you. You don't, like I said, we're not here to convince you that the life you're living is wrong or that you need to do something that you don't think you want to do. We're here to support you to do the things you want, right? The thing we focus on, the thing that our want is focused around is moving abroad or taking career breaks. But there are people in our community who are never going to move abroad, and they're never going for any amount of time. They may visit for longer times, but they're in community because they know it's a safe space, and they know it's a happy space, and they know that there will always be a sister there to have their back.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so we've talked about the first steps for you. If you're already in the Exodus Summit community and you already attended Exodus Summit, get with your accountability partners and start making progress on those things that the speakers brought up for you during the summit. If you're coming to an event or hosting an event, be in the community. Make sure that events tab is your friend. That events tab is your friend, okay? I just named off a couple, and that's not even the only events this year. I have one more, I think, in Puerto Rico coming up. Right? Those are not the only events this year. So make sure the events tab is your friend.
You can create your own event, like Stephanie said. So make sure that if you're in a city and you're like, I wish I could meet Exodus sisters there, we always say, like, create the thing you want, right? Just do it. And that's how, right? There's no one else is going to, someone else might do it for you, but it might take years. And they may choose an event a day you can't make it, or a space you don't want to go to, right? Like, create your own event. If you have Stephanie talked about buying the Exodus replays. You have a week if you have the all access, the weekend pass, and until September 30th, 2025, if you buy the all access pass. But if you have already bought the weekend pass before the summit, you have until this Friday to watch all the videos.
Oh, yes. Deadline
this Friday. We extended the deadline a week, right? But it is coming up this Friday. So make sure that if you got the weekend pass, you're before the summit. And if you heard us talking during the summit, your deadline is this Friday. Make sure you watch the videos, or you upgrade to the all access pass so that you get longer access to the videos.
Yeah.
We cannot extend that deadline.
No. Yeah, that's right. Time moves so quickly, didn't it?
So quickly. Woo.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think that we've done it. Okay, again, welcome to those of you who are brand new. There are quite a few of you who are brand new. Welcome. You're welcome. You're in the right place. Okay, go ahead and get involved. To those of you who have been here a while but haven't started making any progress, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. There comes a time when you have to stop taking in information and start doing action. No matter how fearful you are, action is the antidote, right? So start taking some action, get in community. It helps make it easier for you to take action and punch fear in the face, right? But action is the antidote.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and get started. And those of you who have been here and have been taking action, thank you for that. We appreciate you. Keep us posted.
Yes.
Okay.
So I see Don McDowell ask, how do I get started? Steph, can you drop some links? I'm going to say some things and you drop the links.
I'm ready.
First, join the Exodus Summit community. You can find that at exodussummit.com. Get in the Facebook group. Now, here's what you need to know. If your profile photo is not you as a Black woman, you're probably not going to get let in the group. If your profile photo, if we can get into your profile and we don't see any photos that indicate you are a Black woman, you're probably not getting in the group, right? Just because in order for it to be a safe space, we can't let in people that we're not sure about. Now that doesn't mean that like if we look at you and we're like, we know each other, right? Like we'll take the time to be like, are those Negro nostrils? I think they are, right? So we're not like, oh no, she's too light, she can't get in. There's no like reverse paper bag test. It's just like, are you Black? And do you live your life as a Black woman? And what that means to us is that you are in community with Black people. If we don't see you regularly in community with Black people on your Facebook page, why would we let you in the group that is just for Black people? Like, that's right. If you're not in community in real life, why be in community online? It's a safety protocol for us. Next up on that list is take the quiz of what country you should go to. Take the quiz. And then use that information that you get from the quiz to figure out types of cities. So sometimes you might get a city and be like, this isn't it. But what can you learn from the quiz through the questions that you're asked on the quiz or the answer that you get? What can you learn about the type of city that might be right for you? And then also, let's see, here we go. There we go. What country should I move to? ExodusSummit.com/quiz. And then when you're ready, when you feel like this is a path I want to head down, not I have all the answers or I know it's going to work, but like this is something I want to explore further, get the replays to Exodus Summit 2024. That is the most direct route between I don't know to I can make it happen, right? That's the shortcut. It's the bridge. And so do that. Get your replays to Exodus Summit 2024 because we want you to be happy. And I know a lot of you are not happy today, right? Yeah. And there's nothing about what we're seeing that says things are going to get better in the next few months, in the next few years. Listen, with the Supreme Court, that's going to be happening in the next maybe 25 years.
One of the first comments that I saw when I jumped on this live stream today was like, well, everybody's going to be okay. But girl, the Supreme Court has already killed women. There are women who are already dead today who would not have been dead if the Supreme Court had not struck down Roe v. Wade, right? People are already, so everybody's not going to be okay. Maybe you'll be okay and maybe you won't. Maybe let's take some action. So
maybe your children won't, your daughters won't, your nieces won't. I would not, and the Department of Education got about like 2 more weeks. Seriously, I would not have kids, but if I had children, I would not raise them. Black children, you can't learn Black history. You can't be outside without being considered a criminal. And that man is going to there's going to be no consequences for extrajudicial killings in the US. I would not raise children in America.
Open season.
It's open season. Your girls aren't safe. Your boys aren't safe. The education is terrible. And a lot of parents think they owe it to their children to stay when they really owe it to their children to go.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So these 7 steps, I'm going to rattle through them real quickly. Which one of those jumps out to you the most? Okay. Write down your questions in that for that particular thing, and that's where you start. Okay, if you're already in the community, you already have the replays. This is where you start. Okay, where are you going? What does it cost, and where does that money come from? Number 4, what are you going to do about the beings you have to take care of? Kids, spouses, parents, pets, right? What are you going to do about your stuff? For a lot of us, what are you going to do about your stuff? That's a great starting point, right? What am I going to do about healthcare? Easier than you think, okay? But it is a question that you'll need to address before you leave the country, before you leave a job, right? Also, before you leave a relationship, it's often a question you have to address. And how do you stay in a place legally? Once you decide where you want to go, how do you stay there legally? Some of you will want to start with where can I get residency? Where do I already qualify for residency? That might be the where you're going question answered, right? Where do I already qualify for residency? Rashida's session in Exodus Summit 2024 on getting residency abroad will give you the starting point for yourself, right? Rashida broke down different types of residency visas or different ways to stay in a country legally that you probably had not thought of. So that's a session where you could start if you're starting from zero. If you're starting from, I really don't know. And I don't want to spend 800 hours watching our YouTube channels, but it would be way more than that, right? If you don't want to spend thousands of hours, why? Because our YouTube, we talk a lot. If you don't want to spend thousands of hours, then that's where I would start an Exodus Summit. And then inside of the community, when you have a specific question, a specific need that you need addressed, see if someone's already talking about it. Get in on that chain. If nobody's already talking about it, ask it. That's what a community is for, right? Yes. You don't have to figure things out yourself.
Yes. And we are really excited about you, right? Watching you make the changes that bring you joy, watching you make the changes that get you further away from toxic situations, whatever they may be. I saw someone earlier say, "You guys are smiling too much." Ain't nobody gonna steal my joy. There's no. I talked to Stephanie yesterday a little bit, and I was like, I'm tense today, but that's just because it's unknown. Once it's known, I'll be fine. I'm fine, right? This is what y'all want. Y'all got it.
We made effort. We have prioritized our joy. That is what we do. We have prioritized our joy. We put into place plans, actions, so that we could live a life of joy and peace and ease. For us, that has meant leaving the United States. Now, if you hadn't left, then maybe you don't understand that. But that was the whole point. That was the whole point of leaving.
I did my part. I voted from abroad, right? I voted. I watched the results. I saw what happened, and now I'm moving on, right? Because I have created a life that allows me to distance myself a bit, not completely, right? I still have ties to the US. Most of us who leave America still have ties to the US. But like, I've distanced myself enough that like the ways in which America is going to be terrible are not going to impact my personhood directly. They may impact my family directly, but I can't do anything about that, right? Like, I can't make everybody leave. Some people love it there, right? Like, I do what I can, and I do what I can for all of you.
Yeah. Like, that was the whole point. That is the whole point. That is the whole point of Exodus Summit, right? Why leave and still be dour? The whole point was to live lives of joy, to find out what we value for ourselves and live that out. And a thing that we value is joy. A thing that we value is peace of mind. A thing that we value is ease. We have those things. We've made these, we've done the 7 steps. Okay. We've not done our peace out protocol, right? And this is the end result. Why would we want you to move abroad if you were going to be just as stressed out?
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that we're happy with the result. Neither one of us.
Girl.
Please. That doesn't mean we're happy with the results in any way. Like, them Republicans took over everything.
Girl.
They said that rubber band gonna snap back, baby. Yeah, no, we're not happy about the results, but we know that our life isn't dependent on them, right? I'm not. The other day, I saw a man get chased by like 70 police officers. Kind of funny because it was a very bad. It was very one of those like cartoon chases. Very, very bad. They cuffed him and somehow he got away. I don't know what's going on. I'm in Mexico. I don't know what's going on. This man is. He looks. I think it's a costume. It's Halloween night. This man is cuffed behind his back, turns around, is running, and starts laughing. These cops are running. Their belts are too heavy. Their pants are too tight. It's the most hilarious run ever. We go down to the subway. We realize they're looking for him in the subway system. And what Adelia said to me is, we know we're not going to get shot. Right? Like, I know. Like,
he's going to be fine.
I'm going to be fine. Right? Not a single 70 officers running. Not a single one had their gun in their hand. Right? Not a single one pushed anybody down to find any. There was no, it was very much the like, we got to find this guy. Very bad search, very bad chase. But like, we're on, even if this man is on the train we're on right now, they would rather let him go than shoot into a crowd. And that's where, and I don't know what they had him cuffed for, but I know it wasn't a fare. It wasn't, our fare down here is 25 cents to ride the train. They did not cuff him for the 25 cents, right? Like I know that no matter what, I am not going to get harmed by the police as I'm going about my day, right? That's not going to happen. Mm-mm. And that's why I smile, right? Like, yes, the election is going to impact all of us, especially on the grander scale of the world, right? Like, because America has their fingers everywhere.
The economy and all of that.
Like me, myself, physically, I'm safe. Mm-hmm. Emotionally, mentally, I'm safe, right? We can't pretend that this isn't going to impact all of us around the globe, no matter where we are. But I can't change that. All I can do is change how I feel, where I am, and a couple more things. And the where I am is the thing that impacted how I feel the most.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so we have Libria's move abroad. No, we don't. We have Libria's remote work. So after the summit, we had some bonus sessions scheduled, or we have some. No, we have. Libria's finding remote work bonus session is coming up very soon. Janita's bonus workshop on creating your kid's school plan, right, is coming up very soon. And of course, Adelia's session on doing the math. How much money, knowing your numbers, right? Getting your number down on paper. How much money do you need for this thing? And how much money will it take for this thing? Those were all bonuses that came with the All Access Pass to ExodUS Summit 2024. And they're all coming up in the next 3 weeks, I think, 3 or 4 weeks. And so All Access Pass holders, get ready, because you're going to walk away from these with things down on paper, with a plan down on paper for each one of these sessions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see your question, Teresa. Have the emails about the bonus sessions come out? No, they haven't, but the dates have been shared in the groups. And the links aren't going to be, the links to join the bonus sessions aren't going to be shared until like the day before each session. So don't worry about that now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready to close it up?
I think we're ready to close it out. Yeah, I'm not going to address that thing I was going to address. We're just going to move on.
You can if you want.
I think, okay, so I will. I saw someone say that like the election helps our business. So of course we didn't stress uniting and voting. Kamala run, I don't know how old you are. Kamala run the best campaign I have seen in my lifetime. And the first election I worked on was Clinton in 92. I was 13, right? I worked on Clinton in 92 at 13. She ran the best election we could do. What was us, the two of us stressing uniting and voting was going to do what? Right? Like what was that? We talked to Black
women. We voted. What do you mean?
Right? Like someone commented that that because it's good for our business, we didn't stress uniting and voting. And I'm like, we talked, we had a whole session
Yeah, you missed it. You just
at the
missed
summit
it.
about how
You just didn't come.
Trump is going to destroy the country, right? Like, there's so many fingers pointed at Black people, and in this case, individually, right? Individually or collectively, instead of pointing the fingers at the racists who couldn't imagine voting for a Black woman.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy for a Black woman to show up here saying that. Like, you have to know it's absolutely insane. You think we didn't stress uniting because we wanted Trump to win because we good for our business? That don't make sense, girl.
It does not make sense. Listen, you are some things that you say. Listen, friends, some things that you say show more about your heart than our heart. You don't know what you have exposed about yourself. What you have exposed about yourself, maybe, is that you will do things for money that that other people would find suspicious, right? That doesn't mean that that's how we operate, right? That's on you. That's on you. Fix your heart. Fix your heart. Fix your relationship with money, and leave us alone. You just didn't come to our summit. I think that's what that is.
Like, there are resources, right? Like, in the summit, we had a session about fascism, right? And why it's dangerous for Trump to win, and why we should be trying to get out if he wins, right? That wasn't a call to not be invested in the political process. In fact, it was the opposite.
It was the opposite. Yeah. Listen, that's a you problem. If that's how you interpret this, that's a you problem. We can't fix that. We can't fix that for you. Fix your heart. Fix your heart. Yeah. So let's wrap this up with, we've given you a couple of times reminders on places to go and things to do. Let's wrap this up with this. Okay. You can live better. All right. Instead of saying, well, in 50 years, we could have XYZ. Instead of that, it's okay to say, it's a liberation practice, I would submit. It's a liberation practice to say, where can I have what I want today?
Today. How? Today. Yeah. Where? Today. Tomorrow's not promised. You got today. How do you do it today? And knowing that your situation, your starting point isn't perfect, isn't a reason not to start. Yeah. Right? We all had our things that we thought, like, I never thought I could do this. It didn't seem realistic. It didn't seem like something people did. And now I'm living the life, and I'm years into the life. You can do it too. Yeah. We're not saying it's like pack your bags super easy, but we're saying that it's possible, right? There's some work to be done, but you can do hard things, right? And some of the things aren't that hard. Some of them are just making the decision and then doing them.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. So we've got women inside of this community who are all over the world right now. And it's in large part because of the community. We take the credit, okay? Because we earn the credit. It's because of what ExodUS Summit has done for them. So we hope that you'll be the next, right? Let us take credit for you too, please. We hope that you'll be the next. We hope that you'll put some plans, some feet behind your thoughts, right? Put some plans to work instead of just saying over and over again, it would be nice, I wish I could, I should, okay? Address the things that make you think that it's not possible today. Address them. Find somebody inside of ExodUS Summit who's figured out that same hurdle. Ask your questions, look inside of the community, use the resources, and find solutions to those things that you think are unsolvable problems. They have a solution. Okay? Use the ExodUS. It's huge. That's a lot of women. Use the ExodUS Summit community to get yourself some progress. Take some action, and then live out those results. Okay, so you can be on camera with people saying, "Why are you so smiley?"
Why are you happy?
Some stuff is down in your soul, right?
Yes.
Some stuff we have put in a lot of work. We've done a lot of work and a lot of effort to be able to live out our dreams. Best believe we're going to look like we're women who are living our dreams. Okay?
I had to drink some mezcal last night to calm the nerves, right? Yeah. But today I'm going to a museum because like I did what I could, and now I'm going to go about living my life.
That's right.
I did what I could. Yeah. And I'm not invested in a country that's not invested in me.
That's right. Let them fix their problems. Okay. All right. Diamond says this is what we needed today. Reassurance. Reassurance.
We love you guys. And we know you can do it.
You can do it.
That's what Exodus Summit is about. We love you. This is why we're here. We don't have to be here. No.
Because it's a nice day outside. Yeah.
Both of our places. We could be elsewhere. We do this because we know that it changes lives. That the joy that we're feeling, that every time we get on video, there's another chance for a new woman to find this joy. That's every time we do a summit, hundreds of more Black women find this joy, right? Every time someone joins the group, maybe they're 3 months away from this joy. Maybe they're 3 years away from this joy. But slowly over time, it becomes more accessible to them.
That's right. That's it.
We do this for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. All right, friends. Thank you for joining in today. Thank you very much for being here in the chat and being so kind to one another and to us.
Yes.
All right. We will see you, most of you, sometime soon on our separate channels, on this channel, and of course in the bonus workshops for the all access pass holders for Exodus Summit 2024.
Yes, those are coming up, and we're really excited about them because these are going to be sessions where you grab a piece of paper and a pen, my Ritz Carlton Yacht Collection pen. Grab some paper. We're going to be working stuff out. You're going to be able to figure out how much money you need yourself, not theoretically, to move to the place you want to move to. You're going to have a plan to put your kids in school. You're going to be closer to a remote job. Pen to paper. Those are the things that are going to happen in those 3 workshops. If you don't have the all access pass already, search your email for a link to upgrade. You can get it. You can join us. The first one is November 18th, I believe. So in 2 weeks. I believe so. 18th, 15th, and maybe December 5th.
18th, 25th.
25th, yes. 18th, 25th, and maybe December 5th.
Sounds right.
We'll see you guys then.
Yes. See you guys. Take good care. Get your rest. Drink your water. Take a nap.
Care for yourself. Protect your peace.